Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Health Tech with Purpose. Today we have Paweł Elbanowski joining us on our show. Paweł is the CEO and co-founder of StethoMe, an innovative stethoscope intended for home use equipped with a sound analysis system transforming home healthcare to help patients monitor lung health from the comfort of their homes. In this episode, Paweł will share insights on the journey of building StethoMe, the challenges of pioneering medical tech, and how the solution is making a real impact in the healthcare space.
Hi, Pawel. How are you?
Great, thank you. Nice to meet you. Hello, everyone.
Yes, glad to be hosting you, Pawel. And why not you start with a quick introduction about yourself and StethoMe?
Thank you. Of course, I am as you mentioned, COO and co-founder of StethoMe, and StethoMe is an electronic stethoscope for home use. So we wanted to build a solution which will help parents especially, but all patients being at home to take care about the lungs without going each time to a doctor. So we are analyzing sounds and gives you instant answer what type of abnormalities were detected in your lungs. So simply whether there is a problem and you have to go to a doctor or call a doctor, or you can stay at home because with your lungs is everything okay. From my background, I am the IT specialist. I met with scientists and we built this company together to put this medical device on the market.
Mhm. Great. So, let's go a bit more deeper into the journey. What led you to starting this company, and what were you doing before StethoMe? And how did you get started, and what did you learn in this journey, especially during the early stage of the company?
Yes. So we had a software house. So we were building a software for big brands like manufacturers of cars to integrate all internal solution. For example, to make an offers and configure the cars and so on. So it was a great possibility to learn how to build the trustful solutions which the company are based on. There were many different companies we were helping, but during this time we started doing many other projects because every time we had such a feeling that we want also do a product, not only be a service company, but to build a product. So in the meantime, we did image recognition technology. So it was before the machine learning and AI technology even. So we built the solution where you could take a picture of the advertisement being on the bus stop, for example, or taking picture of the book you are having in your hand. And you can find it in the internet directly what type of the product it is and purchase it directly. This technology was used by Coca-Cola, Pepsi-Cola, EA Sports, so it was a great thing we did. Eventually, this company didn't succeed from the business perspective. We did a great technology, but the business perspective wasn't so good. But we learned how to get first investors for the products and how to build the startups as well. We did 3 more projects like this. We sold 3 companies before, and then we thought that it's a time for us that we have to focus on building something huge, which will make an impact to the world. And we simply post a message on the Facebook that we are looking for the ideas, maybe for people who have ideas, but they have to put it on the shelf and wait because they don't have experience in business and IT. We have it, and we wanted to share this experience, and that's how we because Marcin and Wojtek, there are 5 co-founders out there. Marcin and Wojtek, we are the IT guys, and we had those software house together. We found Honorata and Jędrzej. They are the scientists from the Anna Mickiewicz University in Poznań, and they are biophysicists. So they came to us with an idea that having possibility to auscultate, analyze, identify abnormalities in lungs by the technology, so by the objective way, it's a great option to help parents, because Honorata spent a week in hospital with her child because of pneumonia, And during this time, she was wondering why each doctor tells me something different, named those abnormalities differently, and so on, so on. So this was the start of the idea. We started to go deeper into this technology, to check whether this is possible to do it with it. And we founded the company, we found the first investors, we invested our own money, and we proved that it's going into good direction. That's why we focused only on this project, and we are building this project to scale it and to put it everywhere in the world to homes. You are muted. Sorry.
So I was saying very interesting, especially the pivots which require both the will but also the courage to make those pivots, because making pivots is easier said than done. So I think that's something that you've done pretty nicely into, like, if we look back, because now what I hear is that StethoMe has been growing rapidly. So tell us more about the impact that StethoMe has been creating today. What size and scale are you guys on? What are your markets? And what is your go-to-market strategy? Let's expand more on those aspects.
Yeah, okay. We spent years on building this technology, because to build a good technology, especially when it comes to the medical technology, it takes time and money. So we spent 8 years on building this technology. And for the last years and years and a half, we are going to the market to sell this technology. We believe that we should be in every homes like thermometers are today. So this is our vision. But to achieve this vision, we need to go step by step. And the first thing we are doing is to build awareness of such a technology, that we exist, because we are the only and the first on the market which solves this problem, which provides the solution for such a problem. So we have to approach doctors to tell them that like previously, to check the blood pressure, we had to go to a doctor. Right now, everybody has the blood pressure monitor at home. So this is the same what we have to do with the lung checking, lung monitoring. We have to approach doctors to let them know that we exist, to show them proofs of our technology, and to convince them that this is the next step of the medicine, and they should promote our solution to better monitor people being at home. So approaching doctors is the one thing. The other thing is that it takes time, because changing mindset of doctors, changing procedures, it takes time. We believe that to reach the patients they need such a solution like ours the most, those are patients with chronic diseases, chronic diseases like asthma or COPD. We should be working with the national insurers to be reimbursed, for example. And this is the path, the long path we have to take, and we are taking to be on the market and to be available for chronic disease patient monitoring and treatment. But again, it takes time to change the law and so on. COVID, of course, helped us, because the telemedicine growth is visible right now. But still, being the first thing to think about lung monitoring and chronic diseases needs some time. So we also started to do the direct to consumer approach. Right now, you can buy StethoMe in consumer electronic stores, in Apple premium reseller stores, in pharmacy chains. So we are available to every person on the market, where they can buy this solution, start using it, and they are approaching doctors with the results. So they are also being our ambassadors, and they are building this awareness of this technology into doctors. So we are doing many different approaches to the market to show that the technology of the future is already existing, and it's already on the market. And we have the certification on the European markets. So we are right now in Poland, in France, in UK, started to go to Germany and Italy. So step by step, going into each market within our medical certification. Next, we want to get the FDA certification to go to the US market. There is this market is the biggest market when it comes to the medical technologies in the world. When it comes to numbers, I know that Asian market is also growing. We are looking at it, and we should be there. But it's all about the money and investors. So as a startup, we are looking for the partners, investors who will help us to grow and make the presence on the different markets. So maybe this is the answer for your question.
Right. So have you totally pivoted more to the B2C, or you want to like manage like two models or parallel tracks? One is B2B and then one is B2C.
I may say that we pivoted because the 90% of our energy right now is going to the direct to consumer, but we are not. We did not stop working on the business to government. I mean, to the national security level and B2B, but it's a long shot. It will take time to do it. So we are moving one step forward into those directions, but putting 90% of our energy and money for the marketing into B2C to, as I mentioned, to grow the scale, to build awareness, to make it visible. Because when we are visible, more B2B partners are connecting to us and trying to integrate within their solution. So we are also using the B2C approach like a marketing for the B2B and the B2G approaches.
Mm-hmm. This episode of Health Tech with Purpose podcast is brought to you by MindBowser, a product engineering and digital transformation company focused on health. At MindBowser, we enable health companies to build the future of health where accessible, equitable, and patient care.
We strongly believe that technology can empower a healthier world, and that's why we are partnering with healthcare experts like yours to make it happen.
Hi guys, thanks for listening to Health Tech with Purpose. Make sure to subscribe us on Spotify, Apple, and YouTube for more expert insights on industry innovation and transformation. And remember, share the knowledge.
Okay. No, that's good. So let's talk more on the B2C approach that you have today. So what are the channels, or how do you build a B2C plan for MedTech business? If you can share some of the learnings there.
Yes, we are working with the distributor who has a great access to the consumer electronics channels. I mean, consumer electronics, the biggest brands, the biggest shops, online and offline, where you are going when you want to buy a laptop, when you want to buy a mobile phone, when you want to buy a digital weight, or so on. So everything, maybe even TV. So the first thing when you as a consumer thinks about the electronics to buy. So we are there because those channels, those brands has good connection with their customers. When they promote any solution, the customer knows about it, and we can reach to many different customers we are not able to reach with our resources. Right. So this is the channels we are following. Parallelly to that, with our distributors, we are positioning ourselves. We are a medical device. We are not a toy. We don't want to be a gadget. We are giving the huge value with our AI algorithms to the monitoring and treatment for patients and doctors, to taking care about the health. So we want to also position ourselves like being experts in the field, because we are in the labs. So being in pharmacies is also the path we are following, because when you have chronic diseases or when you have a severe problem with the infection or the acute problems with your health, you are going to the pharmacy. Besides going to a doctor, you are going to buy a medicament in the pharmacy. That's why we are there, to approach people who has a problem right now and show them, next time buy StethoMe and check the lungs being at home. Check whether you have to put those medicaments, because you already have the problems with your lungs. Maybe when you already have pneumonia, you should go to a doctor without treating yourself at home. So this is the other way we are going through the B2C. And the next part is approaching customers which are more about into tech. I mean the users who are early adopters of new technologies. That's why we are partnering with the biggest Apple premium resellers chain here, and we are in all of their shops offline. So when you are going to see the new iPhone, new iPad, new Apple things, you are also seeing that StethoMe is out there, so you can listen about it. You can check how does it work, what value it gives. So you as a person who are into new technologies, you want to hear it in a place where you are looking for those new technologies. So these are channels we are marketing. Of course, we are also on the marketplaces like Amazon, where in different countries, in what I mentioned before, because people are also using digital channels and they are used to use Amazon for buying many different things. So this is how we want to approach those customers, patients. We want to be there where they are looking solution for their problems.
Right. Makes sense. And do you also white label for like larger companies where they would like to sell in their name, or like are you of the opinion that you want to make sure that the brand always remains StethoMe? If you can elaborate and why that choice, whichever choice you have taken.
We are open to many different approaches, especially on the market. We are not yet there. We believe that, like with new medication, when the small companies are developing new medications, they are doing the first clinical trials, the second phase, and they then have to partner with the huge brands, huge partners. Why? Because they have opportunity, they have knowledge how to make it global. They have a sales force in every country. They have resources to certify it to every country. They have distribution resources and procedures and processes in place. They have production processes in place. So we believe that to achieve our vision, someday we should be partnered or acquired by the big brand. In the meantime, if the step is that we will be white labeled by this company, it will be beneficial for both ends. Why? Because StethoMe is a great solution, but the brand is not known. We know it, and it takes millions of dollars to build the brand awareness. And when we will put the good brand name on our solution, it will be easier to approach those patients and to reach the scale. So we are open to any solution right now, what will move us closer to our vision.
Great. So what's next in terms of product development for StethoMe? So are you looking for new SKUs, or are you looking to augment AI, or are you looking for more precision in the measurement? Like, what are your next, on the product development side, what are the new goals?
Yes, I believe we want to reach the scale in sales. So we are right now focusing mostly on go-to-markets and commercialization and so on, because we are getting a new feedback. When it comes to the scale, we are getting a new feedback because we are approaching and reaching new customers. And in our pipeline of development in the product, there are more features about the whole process rather than the product. I mean, we want to provide better access to doctors, to integrate with online doctors, to with one click let you do the online visit. So to integrate with many different partners on many different markets, to add you different analysis. I mean the time analysis to compare today's your recording with the previous visits, to show you the trends, to integrate within the calendar of allergics, to see the connections with your health status with the allergies which are right now in place in your direct location, to connect additional information about the weather, so potential threats of you. So this goes more into individual approach of the patient. We also have a new version of our algorithms which we are it's not certified yet, where we are learning you as a patient. So we know your health status, your baseline, where we are showing when we are learning what does it mean that you are a healthy person? What are your parameters when you are a healthy person? To measure and to monitor each difference in each parameters of yourself, not about the whole population. Because when you are asthma diagnosed, for example, we know that you have wheezes, and there is nothing special that you have wheezes on the level of 10 or 15, for example, because it means that in general you are healthy. We know that you have asthma, you have wheezes, and you are taking medicaments. But let's assume I don't have asthma, so my wheezes on the level of 15, it's something unexpected. So we should act maybe differently when people without asthma, diagnosed asthma, have wheezes, than with people who have asthma and have wheezes. So this is the individual personalization of the healthcare, personalization of the path you are following in each process. So this is the direction we are working to develop our product.
Okay, great, great. So, one of the things that most medtech companies have to deal with is like to keep the data standalone, or integrate with hospital systems, or augment, let's say, augment the offering with more connections and connectivity, or let's say do more basically. So is that something that as a co-founder crosses your mind as well, like what you can add more to the to the offering of the device, or new features in terms of capturing more data, or connecting data with a smartphone or something? So do you see that there's merit to keep it more like standalone, just like a oxygen measuring device, or you see going more into, let's say, a farther into the journey of a patient?
Great question. The answer is that we want to be connected, but we don't know where we end. Why? Because right now nobody records the lung sounds, so we don't know the correlation between the lung sounds and other data we have. Doctors are stating that there are wheezes, so you have asthma and so on, but to analyze data on the large scale, we don't have data. We had to build our own database when it comes to the even sounds, not mention about the description, medical description of those sounds. So this data will be helpful to find a new correlations in the future and new treatment plans and so on, so on. So all the data we have through the mobile phone or mobile phones in our cloud, and we are analyzing those data. We are connecting those data within the healthcare systems to build the big data sets, and finally found the better ways to analyze those data. So we know the value of the data we are gathering and we are analyzing. So on the both ends, we are giving the instant value for patient because they are recording those data and getting instant answer on their doubts, on their problems. We are giving the value for doctors because we are giving them the good quality data within the remote consultations, or with offline consultation. You as a patient are going to a doctor with history of recordings. So the doctor don't have to base the diagnosis based on the description you are getting them by the mouth. It was they were coughing, and it was during the night it is worse, and so on. You are giving them the objective history, so the recordings they can base the decision on. And Third thing, those connected data, we will be analyzing them in the future, connected within the whole healthcare system and showing the values I believe we cannot imagine yet where we will be there and what outcomes would be based on analyzes those big data we will have and we will connect to other symptoms.
Great, great. No, that's good to know. And lastly, from a medtech founder side, I would like to know more around, what it takes to build a med tech device, because one of the things you mentioned, Pavel, was the long time that you had to spend in building the prototype and building the research was there. For example, you had the efficacy there, so converting that into a med tech device, and probably looking at the hardware options and stuff, because I've seen the device and it looks very neat and really nice device. So what would be your pro tips, uh, mostly on the hardware side of a medtech device journey?
Mhm. It's as you mentioned, but it's crucial. It takes time and money. So you have to know that it's not a sprint; it's a marathon. You have to go to build it, because to be an entrepreneur you have to be a marathon guy, because it takes a long time to build a big company, but you have to add another marathon just to build the product. It's a different, like with the software. You can build a software, the proof of concept, within 2 months, 3 months, and already you can check it with your
Right,
patients.
test it out. Yeah.
Yes, with hardware solution, it's really hard to do it. And with medical solution, it's even harder, because you have to have procedures in place. You will have to have the certification finally. So you have to follow all the regulations from the day one. You will be needed to provide the reports, the proofs that you did everything correctly, and you are helping patients, and you mitigate all the risks for them, because we are working with the real people. We can make bigger problems with them.
Right.
Sometimes with medical devices, people can die. So there is a huge responsibility with what you are doing when it comes to medical devices. And with hardware devices, it's the same, because there is electricity out there, so on. You can hurt somebody. So from my end I wasn't aware of what we are dealing with.
Mhm.
So it might be better, because I was, optimistic that we
Right.
will manage to do it.
Right.
And I was learning step by step about new stuff. But in general, it takes time, and you need to have good people around you, because doing a startup is doing something different, doing something for the first time when it comes to the process, when it comes to the verification. You have to change the mindset of people. You have to change the procedures. You have to change the understanding. You have to change. It's uncomfortable to do it, and you have to find people who are comfortable in being uncomfortable. You have to ask
Right.
questions, and ask good questions. You have to find partners, doctors, developers, product owners, managers, commercialization specialists, advisors, investors, who are willing to take a long shot with you and to find the answers for the tough questions, and being aware that you will fail many times, and you will have to find your own way, your own way. Yes.
Okay. Okay. So, and since you were someone who is like an outsider to this whole medtech world, any sources that you would like to quote that helped you learn about the industry, or like help you guide like what it takes? So, any books, any sources, any forums, communities for medtech founders that you would like to quote?
I would say that you have to meet as much people as you can.
Mhm.
You can to pitch to everybody you can, and to see their perspective on this.
Mhm.
In my case, and I believe in any startup space, or most of them, nobody does earlier what you are doing. So nobody has the answer for you, but you have to add the opinion, the answer, the experience of hundreds of people you are meeting
Right.
to find your own way, because you are the only one who will find the answer and the best answer for this. But you have to base on experience of different people. When you want to be in the future the part of the bigger company, medical company, start talking to them. What has to be done to be the part of your company? What type of company you are acquiring? What problems you are solving? What proofs do you need to have for me to be acquired by you? And start doing it on the first day, because you will end up being acquired in 8, 10, 15 years maybe. But from the beginning, you have to know whether
Putting
this
things
is the
in.
path for you.
Mhm.
The great thing by talking to people is that you know that you don't want to follow this path.
Right.
Maybe you
You
don't
could
know which
learn
path
from their
you want to.
mistakes rather than doing it themselves yourself.
Yes, but I mean also that for the startup there are tens of paths you can follow to approach market to make a success. And the great thing, and you will never know which one is the best for you. But the great thing is to know which one is not for you.
Mhm.
So you have 10 paths. When you can limit to it 9 paths, 8 paths, it's great. So speak to many people, pitch them, and don't bother that they will steal your product, that will steal your idea. They won't. Maybe if they will,
Yeah.
so they will on without your pitching, because they will find the same solution like you. But when you will pitch, you can be first, you can be better, you can be quicker. So this is the values we as a startuppers should follow, I believe.
Great. No, that's definitely great words of wisdom, and I think many times people know that, but it's that nudge when you listen to a podcast and you get it from another founder. You just know, okay, yeah, maybe I'm reminded of doing that. So I appreciate your these inputs, Pavel, and thank you so much for sharing your thoughts. We really enjoyed this conversation, and we wish you good luck.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the invitation. Nice to be here. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us on the Health Tech with Purpose podcast. Before you leave, make sure to like and subscribe on Spotify, Apple, and YouTube. And if you would like to see someone on this podcast, do refer to us. My contact details are in the description. Before I leave, I wish you stay healthy, stay curious, and keep building.